Hi guys, today we're going to talk about how I broke my arm and what that means to the Back to Goodness garden projects. So let's get on with it. I think this is the fifth day since I broke my arm, and I got up early in the morning, I think around 6:30. Did a little bit of work on the computer, and I decided to go for a morning bike ride. And my plan is to, or was, to do 50 kilometers a week. And if I manage to do 50 kilometers a week, my plan was to do 20 kilometers during weekday and 30 kilometers during a weekend day. That gives me 50, and within 14 to 15 weeks, I should be able to clock up 1,000 kilometers. So that was my biking goal. So I got out, and I think with the social distancing and some of the businesses being open, the traffic was quite high that day that I went out. Wasn't very far from home, and I thought, okay, let me just ride on the pavement. So I went on the pavement, which has a bike path on it, and I sensed that there was another biker behind me. So I kind of looked over my left shoulder to just get a sense of where he's at, and get a bearing for myself. And so I saw him, and when I turned back, I could see a lamppost just coming at me. So I hit the lamppost with my right shoulder. It's actually very sore here. And when I hit the lamppost with my right shoulder, it kind of wrapped me around. And then I fell this way, and I fell down my wrist. So I dislocated the wrist, and I broke one of the bones. And then we went to accident and emergency in the hospital, local hospital, and they actually sent me home that evening and asked me to come back next day for surgery. So apparently, they kind of ease you into it. First they say, well, we're just gonna move it into position, then maybe we put wires, and if that doesn't work, we put plates. And I think they just went for the plates. So they put a plate and apparently 7 screws. I haven't seen the x-rays yet, but a plate and 7 screws. And it's gonna take about 6 weeks, they tell me, to at least, get me off this. And to my surprise, they didn't put me in a hard cast. So this is all soft cast, and this is just tight bandage. I mean, I can move my fingers. It's a lot better than kind of, first few days. And they're giving me kind of finger exercises. I call them finger yoga to kind of exercise. So I have some daily exercises to do. And so that's it. I'm kind of grounded on heavy projects in the garden. So we're going to be kind of shifting our focus a little bit. I'll update you anyway, but we're going to focus more on microgreens and ginger beer, and we're going to start a whole new series, which we've been planning to, but now I guess we fast forwarded on fermentation. So we're going to experiment with fermenting food and some of the excess harvest that we get from the garden, and we're going to show you our first fermentation today. And there'll be a lot more of that coming up. So we just have to kind of adjust our routine and do the best we can, and hopefully I'll get better. Unfortunately, the big projects like the oven is kind of going to go on hold. I'll give you a quick update, but that will be on hold for a while until we get back to the new normal. So let's see the rest of the session, and hopefully you enjoy it. Please, if you like the projects that I post and the videos, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and actually forward these videos to your groups and friends, and if you think they enjoy it, then I'll be happy to share with them. So let's do that. Bailar, bailar, bailar con mi corazón. 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 We're making the kimchi paste. Here's the kimchi bok choy soaking in or basted in salt and carrot and I think onion. Now we're putting some chopped apple and some garlic, ginger, and fish sauce. That black liquid is fish sauce, and the kimchi chili, which is supposed to be roasted and a little bit sweet. So with this we will make a paste and rub it in the vegetables and bottle them. Okay, so we got about a tablespoon of ginger, a whole apple, and about 4 or 5 garlic in here. Three-quarters of a cup of kimchi chili. I think those are quarter cups, so 3 of those.
Now we're going to whiz it.
Looks like the paste is well and truly incorporated into the greens, and at this time we're gonna just put them in the jars. We don't have any kind of jars with the airlock system, so we have to kind of let the fermentation air out every now and then. It's not perfect, but it's our first try, and we'll see how it goes. Bailar, bailar, bailar con mi corazón. We are starting our second batch of ginger beer, and the last batch we used ginger powder and added yeast. This time we're going to use fresh ginger, and we need to start building a kind of like a mother solution, and we're going to use the yeast that is actually on the skin, natural yeast that is on the skin of the ginger, and there's also some natural yeast in the sugar itself, and depends on the type of sugar you get. So basically the bottom line is that we are going to use natural yeast. I'm not going to add any kind of wine yeast or spirit yeast. So what we need to do is effectively start building a solution, a base, and every day we need to add to it to make sure that they kind of to feed the yeast, the natural yeast, and the natural yeast will convert the sugar into alcohol, and we just build it up every day. I think you're supposed to do this for 4 days or so. So we're gonna start now and just keep track of it and update you as we go along. So we're gonna grate it with the skin on. So a little bit difficult, but that ensures that we get maximum kind of coverage of the flesh, as well as leaving the skin in there raw, and then add the sugar to it. This is day 6 of our ginger beer base. So we started this on Sunday, and now it's Saturday, and we've been just feeding it with a kind of like a spoonful of ginger and some sugar, and we didn't add any yeast. So the yeast comes from the skin of the ginger, and whatever yeast, natural yeast, is on the sugar. And today, I guess it's Saturday, so tomorrow we should be able to make the ginger beer. So we're just gonna continue feeding the yeast today. Today we are making the ginger beer. So this is the base that we've been working on for the last week and or so. And we are boiling water and fresh ginger and sugar. So this would be kind of the body of the ginger beer, you know, the liquid part of it. So we'll probably do maybe 4 of those, because we're gonna make the ginger beer in this bucket. And I think this should give us about 4 liters or maybe 5 liters of ginger beer. So we will just keep making more of this, and then we will add it to this base. And this here has how much sugar did you put in here?
1.5 cups.
1.5 cups. Okay, how much water?
2 liters.
2 liters of water, 1.5 cup of sugar,
And then about 5 inches of ginger.
5 inches of ginger. I mean, it's not hard, precise science, so we will just do it. And this is the first time we're not using
Powdered ginger and yeast.
yeah, we don't use powdered ginger, and we don't use additional yeast. So this is all natural yeast. And the idea is that we will leave some of this back and restart the process. So this effectively gives us the mother, the base, and we just keep going with it. Just like I guess sourdough bread is in similar vein. You have a kind of a dough, a base dough that you keep kind of adding to it and keep it going and leave some back. So we would leave some back, and technically we can make maybe 4 to 5 liters of ginger beer every week. I'm not sure whether we will consume it, so we will give a lot of it away, but that's the process. So we will update you more as we make progress.
Bailar, bailar, bailar con mi corazón. Bailar, bailar, bailar con mi corazón. Bailar, bailar, bailar con mi corazón. Bailar, bailar.
Today's exercise. Finger touch. This one is still a bit challenging. The little one is challenging. Fist. Rotation. This thumb is bruised. It's going all kind of blue. It's getting bruised. Still have the red color even though I wash it. Bye bye.
Bailar